Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you all to SM Public Academy Campus 5. And how are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing good. And today we will be having our English language class. Okay. So are you all ready for another exciting English language class after the fun and frolic of Eid? So how was your Eid, by the way? Did you all have fun? Okay, I hope you enjoyed yourselves and had a wonderful occasion of Eid, a very well spent one. So let's move on to our studies. So the topic for today that we will be continuing is our tenses and translation. Now, if you remember the last time when we did the tenses, I told you what a tense is and I also explained you the present indefinite tense, okay? So today we will be moving on to the present continuous tense, right? First, we will do the forms of the present tenses and then we'll move to the another two types of tenses, that is past and future. Okay, I told you there are three types of tenses. The present tense, something that is happening right now. The past tense. Okay, so you know what our tense is, and yeah, the present tense is something that is happening right now, and the past tense is something that has happened in the past, something that is gone, and the future tense is something that will happen in the future or that is scheduled for the future. Okay, so there are three types of tenses, and they're actually the form of the verb. They're actually telling us what is the action going on. Okay, so today we will be doing the present tense, and which tense? The present continuous tense. Okay, so for present we have four forms. The indefinite, we did it yesterday, last time in our last class, I mean. Then the continuous tense that we will be inshallah doing today, and the perfect and the perfect continuous tenses we will be doing in our future classes. Okay, so are you all ready? And children, make sure that whatever I'm telling you, you take notes from it, because now you are grown up. You can actually take your own notes from the explanations, and then those notes will help you when you are preparing for the quizzes or when you are trying to memorize these things. Okay, so what is the present continuous tense? Do you know this? You must have done this before as well. Uh, so let's see what a present continuous tense is. Okay, so a present continuous tense is used for number one, actions which are happening at or around the moment of speaking. That means something that is happening right now and something that is actually continuously happening. Okay, so for those things we use the present continuous tense. For example, now I am doing the washing up. So I am doing, that means I'm continuously doing it. Okay, the next example, she is working very hard nowadays. So she is working, continuously working hard. That means not today, not tomorrow, but she is working very hard nowadays. So something at the moment of speaking or something that is continuously happening, we use a present continuous tense for that. Or for the second, for the temporary situations. Now, what can be the temporary situations? I am staying with a friend at the moment. So right now or for the moment I'm staying with my friend, but I might not have stayed before or I might not be staying in the future. So something that is a temporary situation, something that is for a short while. Temporary is something that is not permanent. So anything that is not permanent but that is continuously happening, we use a continuous tense for that. Okay, so now you all know what a present continuous tense is used for. It is used for something that is happening right now, an action that is repeatedly occurring, or something that is happening in a temporary situation. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's look at the rules for present continuous tense. Now the structure of the sentence is something like this, that you have the subject, then you have the is, am, or are. Now it cannot be that you will have all three of them together. Either you will have is, or you will be using am, or you will be using are, and these are my auxiliary verbs, exactly, my helping verbs. And with these helping verbs I'll be using the first form of the verb, okay, plus ing. Now with the first form of the verb there will be an addition of ing to make it continuous, to show that this thing is happening continuously, it is occurring continuously. And then in the last I'll have the object. So this will be the basic structure of my sentence when I am using the present continuous tense. Okay, so let's look at these examples. I am drinking water. So I is my subject here and am is my helping verb and drinking is my first form of the verb with an ing here. Okay, this is showing the continuity. Okay, and water is my object. So subject, helping verb, uh, main verb and object. This is the basic structure of my sentence and it is I am drinking water. So this is something that I am doing right now. Okay. Now look at the second one. You are playing football. So with I, the helping verb or the auxiliary verb is am. But when I'm using you, my helping verb will change to are. Okay. And again, I have the first form of the verb with an ing and my object in the end. So the structure is like this and the sentence is you are playing football. She is laughing. Now, it is not always necessary that you have an object in the sentence. Sometimes you can always skip the object, but you need to have either the object or the subject. One thing is necessary. So here I have only my subject, and my subject is my helping verb and is laughing. Now with she and he, I am going to use is or him, he is, she is, it is. So all of these words we use is as the auxiliary verb. And then again, the first form of the verb with the ing. She is laughing. He is jumping. We are going to Karachi. So with we again, you and we use are. And with they also we use are. So we are going to Karachi. They are taking their books. Okay. All these situations, the students, come on, let's have a focus on these sentences that in all these situations, what is actually happening, something, either that thing is happening continuously or that thing is a temporary event. That is, we are going to Karachi, so that's a temporary situation, so I'm going to use a ing, or they are taking their books, so that is something that is happening for a short while. Okay, so for all these situations we will be putting a present continuous tense. Okay, and you know the basic structure. Again, I will repeat. You put the subject, you use a helping verb. Now you have to choose the helping verb according to the subject. The helping verb will be chosen as your subject. If the subject is I, then I'll have am. If the subject is he, she, it, then I will put is. And if the subject is you, we, or they, I'm going to put are. Okay. And again, the first form of the verb, you know, there are three forms of the verb. I'll put the first form. Okay, present form of the verb with an ing. This ing is a compulsory because it just shows the continuity. Okay, and the object in the end, and if the object is not there, it's okay, fine. So let's move on. Now let's look at some more example. I am singing. So with I use an am. I am singing. He is dancing. She is doing morning exercises. She is washing her hair. So all these are things that are continuously happening. So I'm using ing, my present continuous tense. So affirmative sentences. Now what are affirmative sentences? Positive sentences, agreeing sentences. Okay, so the affirmative sentences, my helping verbs are or auxiliary verbs are is, am, and are. And again, the first form of the verb with an ing. For example, I am playing. You, they, or we. With all you, they, and we, as I told you, the helping verb is are. So you, they, or are playing. Okay, and he, she, it, the helping verb is. So he, she, it is playing. Okay. To understand the affirmative form, that when the positive sentence is am or are with the helping verb and ing. Okay. Let's move on. The present continuous tense in the interrogative and the negative form. Now the interrogative is my question form and the negative is my a no form, where there is a no or a not in the sentence, a negative sentence. So in the affirmative form, what we will put, we'll put am, are, or is with I, you, we, they, and in the end we'll put the verb. Okay, so the format of the sentence changes a little bit. So children, what do we do? As I just told you that with the sentence structure changes, the verb comes in the end, the helping verb comes in the start, and the subject comes in the center if we are making an interrogative or the question form. So what does it become? It becomes, am I playing? Are you or are we or are they playing? And is he or is she or is it playing? Okay. Then if it's a negative form, so again the subject is in the start and then we put am not or are not or is not, and then in the end we put our verb again with the ing. Okay. So it's I am not playing. You or we or they, whichever it is, are not playing, or he, she, and it is not playing. Okay. So remember what helping verb you have to put. If your helping verb is correct and you put the ing with the first form of the verb, then your sentence structure will be correct for the present continuous tense. Okay. So now let's have a quick revision of what I just told you. The present continuous tense is used to describe a continued or an ongoing action of the present. Okay, it is must that this something should be happening in the present and it is happening continuously. Okay, so for a positive sentence, the subject plus ismr plus first form of the verb and ing, and then the object in the end if it is there. So he is playing football. For a negative sentence, subject plus ismr plus not, which shows our negative sentence, plus the first form of the verb and ing. So he is not playing football. Okay. And the third one, if it's a question or an interrogative form, so the helping verb comes in the first place, then we have the subject, then we have the verb with the ing, okay, and then the object in the end. So is he playing football? Okay. So do you all understand the three forms? How do we change it? How they change from the affirmative to the negative to the interrogative form? Okay, can you all do this? I hope you have understood this very well. So let's move on. Now let's do the translations. Now we are doing the translations from it. I'll prefer doing it from Urdu to English because it's easy to do it in Urdu rather than in English. So I'll read it in Urdu first. मैं अपनी घड़ी तलाश कर रहा हूँ. Now कर रहा हूँ shows that I am doing it continuously right now. Okay. If it was written मैंने अपनी घड़ी तलाश की, मैंने अपनी घड़ी तलाश करी, तो वो होता present. That would have been present. But right now कर रहा हूँ shows this is happening continuously. So the translation would be I am looking for my watch. So see with the I, this is my subject. Am is my helping verb. Looking, look is my main verb with the ing. And for my watch, watch is my object here. Okay. So when we translate, definitely it's not a word to word translation. It's what happens that we have another words as well. We have prepositions as well. We have conjunctions as well. We have interjections as well. So what you have to do when you are translating, to not only follow the rule, make sure you're following the rule, but also see what other words will be added, like for and my, because मैं अपनी घड़ी तलाश कर रहा हूँ. So for अपनी I'll put my here. Okay. So the translation would be I am looking for my watch. हम एक नई किताब छाप रहे हैं. So छाप, what is the translation of छाप in English? It is print. Okay. So hum changes into we. Are is my helping verb or the auxiliary verb. Printing is the छाप रहे. Okay. And a new book is एक नई किताब. So every word is translated accordingly. So we are printing a new book. बूंदाबांदी हो रही है. Now for बूंदाबांदी, please don't use the word rain. Rain is बारिश. बूंदाबांदी is drizzling. Okay. Now, whenever you are doing the translation, when I told you, and when we were doing the present indefinite tense also, that make sure you know the key terms, you know the exact terms that you have to translate. Okay. Here, if I am doing it घड़ी, so घड़ी will be watch. Okay. अगर ये घड़ी दीवार पे लगी हुई है, तो it will be a clock. बट ये घड़ी अपनी घड़ी ढूंढ रहा हूँ, तो डेफिनेटली इट्स अ रिस्ट वॉच. So you have to make sure what you are translating and what exact key term or key word you have to use for the translation. Okay. Because your translation would be incorrect if the exact word is not there. Okay. बूंदाबांदी हो रही है, it is drizzling, because ये continuously हो रही है. कब से हो रही है, कब तक होएगी, there is no time limit for it, there is no time frame mentioned. एक चीज हो रही है बस. So it is drizzling, full stop, no other thing to it. कुआं चल रहा है. Now what is a कुआं? A कुआं is a Persian wheel. So the Persian wheel is working. चल रहा है, work. माहीगीर मछलियां पकड़ रहे हैं. माहीगीर, who are माहीगीर? माहीगीर are fishermen. And माहीगीर पकड़ रहे हैं, that means there are many, so it's going to be men men. Okay, अगर एक माहीगीर की बात होती तो it would have been man men, because man man is singular and men man is plural. Because it is माहीगीर मछलियां पकड़ रहे हैं, that means there are many fishermen over there, many माहीगीर, so I will put a men men here. Okay, the fishermen are catching fish. Pakadana is catch. So the fishermen are catching fish. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we have certain words that are a little typical. Let's look here. Pakistan din dugni raat chaugni tarakki kar raha hai. Now din dugni raat chaugni. How will I translate this? I will translate it by leaps and bounds. Now this is a exact term of translation and you need to learn this. I would suggest learn it. Do not think that you will know it, because these things are actually the terms that we need to learn, because we should know what is the exact translation here. So the translation would be Pakistan is making progress by leaps and bounds. Okay. लोग हवाई अड्डे पर नहीं जा रहे हैं. हवाई अड्डा is airport. हवाई, so it has to do with the air, and अड्डा is port, so हवाई अड्डा. People are not going to the airport. Now it's a not here, that means it's a negative sentence. And again, I have my first form of the verb with the ing here. वो दयानतदारी से काम नहीं करता है. Now दयानतदारी is honesty. Okay, so वो दयानतदारी से काम नहीं करता है. He is not doing his job honestly. Okay, क्या बच्चा सो रहा है? Now this is a interrogative one. Is the baby sleeping? Now see, my auxiliary verb comes in the front, and then I have my object, subject here, and then in the end I have my verb with the ing here, first form of the word. क्या खिलाड़ी मैच खेल रहे हैं? Are the players playing the match? It's a are here because players is plural. Okay, so are the players playing the match? So you all understand these translations? Now let's try some more. क्या दुकानदार ग्राहक से ज्यादा पैसे मौसूल कर रहा है? मौसूल, overcharge, लेना, take something, okay, पैसे. So is the shopkeeper overcharging the customer? Now for overcharging there is also ज्यादा पैसे मौसूल. इन तीन अल्फाज को मैंने एक overcharging word से translate कर दिया है. Okay, so this is not must कि अगर तीन अल्फाज है तो you have to put 3 words in English also. Got it? Know the key terms. मेहमान कब यहाँ पहुंच रहे हैं? When are the guests arriving here? Now these are all the second form that I told you, the temporary situations. Okay, these are all those. दरवाजा कौन खटखटा रहा है? Who is knocking at the door? खटखटाना is knocking. Okay, so is it clear how we translate these sentences every time? You have to make sure you know your subject, your object, your verb first of all. Then if there is any key term, make sure you know the key term when you're doing the translation. And then always remember, if it's a plural, you're going to put an R. If it's a he or she, you're going to put is. And if it's I or you, then it's an am. So it's, you should know these things. Okay, the auxiliaries that you have to use. Okay, so I hope you have gotten the present continuous tense, and now you know how to translate it from Urdu to English. And as I always tell you, if there is any question, children, if there is anything that you don't understand, please put your comment in the Google Classroom comment section, and I'll be more than welcome to answer your queries. But children, I have one thing to discuss with you, and most importantly, and that is that don't ask the same question again and again. When you go to the comment section of a certain stream, then see if somebody else has asked that question, follow the same comments, because it's difficult for me to reply each one of you the same answer. If somebody has already asked me that question before, look at it. If I have answered it, the answer would remain the same. Definitely the instructions I'm giving to you would be the same for the other child as well. So just follow the instructions. And in every homework assignment, the instructions are very clearly mentioned. But if there is any question regarding the lectures, you can always ask me. Okay. So I hope you understood today's lesson, and take care of yourself. Stay happy and healthy. And I hope that you are following all the SOPs, as I always ask you, that you are always taking care of yourself in this coronavirus, and you are wearing the mask, the gloves, sanitizing your hands, washing your hands, and keeping a fair distance with people when going out. So take care, and from my side, Allah Hafiz.